Hey guys, so next catch-up video is Life is a Dream by Pedro de la Barca Calderon. He was born in 1600 in Spain, died in 1681. In addition to being a writer, he was a soldier and a priest, wrote about 220 plays. His main predecessor was Lope de Vega. And he's influenced by his auto sacramentals. And that led to Life is a Dream. Also, the conflict between Catholicism and Calvinism, that popular idea, that clash, is central to this play. It's central to the theme of fate versus free will. So he was the last writer pretty much in the Spanish Golden Age. When he died, the Spanish Golden Age ended. So around 1492, with the voyages of Christopher Columbus, and although there was the Treaty of the Pyrenees in 1659, still Calderon continued to write, and then when he died, that was the real end of the Spanish Golden Age. So this was like a Renaissance. A lot of sculptures, a lot of architecture, music, literature. For example, Cervantes' Don Quixote, Lope de Vega's on sacramentals, in his poetry. So this was definitely a time of great strides, similar to what was happening in France later, and what was happening with Italy at one point, and then England. So different countries had their different times where they were highly prosperous. This play was written in 1635 in Spain, and I would classify it kind of, I'd say, as a romance or a comedy. So the play opens with Rosaura walking through the mountains of Poland dressed as a man with Clarion, her jester, and they arrive at this tower and they find Segismundo imprisoned and enchained, and he basically tells him his only crime is being born. And Claudio, who is this warden and tutor, arrives and he orders the guards to disarm and kill the intruders, but he recognizes Rosario's sword as his own that he left behind, and for his child to bear and suspect Rosaria is his child. He thinks that she's male, actually, and he takes Rosaria and Clarion to court. And the palace, Astolph discusses with his cousin, Princess Stella, that they are the nephew and king of King Basil of Poland, and that they would be successors if they married each other. And Stella's troubled by the locket that Astolph wears with another woman's picture. And then Basil reveals to them that he's imprisoned his infant son, Segismundo, due to a prophecy that by oracle the prince would bring disgrace to Poland and kill his father. Kind of has with Oedipus Rex. But he wants to give his son a chance to prove the oracle wrong. And if he finds his son to be evil and unworthy, he'll send him back to the cell, making way for Astolfo and Stella to become the new king and queen. So Clodalto enters with Rosaria, telling the intruders know about Segismundo, and he wants the king to pardon them, although he knows they should be killed. So these people weren't supposed to find out that Segismundo was imprisoned, but the king's like, don't worry, secret's out. So, Rosara tells Clodaldo that she wants revenge against Astolfo, but she won't say why. And Clodaldo is reluctant to reveal that he's the dad, or so he believes. So, and that's the end of the first act. In the second act, Clodaldo gives Segismundo sedative to help him sleep, and then takes him to the castle. And it's there that Clodaldo realizes that Rosario is a woman. And then Clarion explains that Rosario is Princess Stella's maid, but has been going by the name of Estrella. So when Segismundo wakes and he arrives at the court, Clodaldo tells him that he's the prince and the heir to the throne, and he resents Clodaldo for keeping this for years. And meanwhile, he's dazzled by Stella's beauty, and when the servant tells him that she's betrothed to Astolfo, Segismundo throws him up from the balcony, which I actually found funny. And the king's like, what's going on? And he's like, hey, he tries to reason with him, the king does, and then Segismundo says he'll fight everyone for his rights. And Basil, the king, warns him that if he doesn't, that he should behave and stuff, and Segismundo interrupts this conversation between Rosara and Clarion. And Rosara wants to leave, but Segismundo tries to seduce her. And then Clodaldo steps up to defend his child, but Segismundo pulls out the dagger and tries to kill him for stepping in. And as Clodaldo begs for his life, Astolfo challenges Segismundo to a duel, but before they can duel, the king sedates the prince again and sends him back to the cell. After recriminating Astolfo for wearing another woman's portrait around his neck, Stella commands Rosario, who's still going by Estrella, to fetch this locket for her. And when she approaches Astolfo for the locket, he recognizes her as Rosario and refuses to give her the locket because the portrait inside is hers. And Stella walks in and demands to see it immediately, but afraid of being discovered, Rosario says the locket is in Astolfo's hand and actually her own, that he has hidden the one that he wants to fetch. So Stella on her own has hidden the fact that she wants to fetch this, and she's furious. So Clodaldo sends Clarion to prison, believing Clarion knows his secret. And Segismundo secrets with Zara. Segismundo mutters in his sleep about murder and revenge, and when he wakes up, he tells Clodaldo about his dream. So, and the dreaming thing is really big in this play. I'll get into that. Clodaldo tells that even in his dreams, people must act with kindness and justice. And when he leaves, Segismundo is left reflecting on his dreams in life. So the third act comes around, and the people that find out they have a prince and many rebel, and breaking out of the prison. They break him out of the prison towers. Although at first they mistake Clarion for the prince, and Segismundo finds Clodaldo, who's afraid of his reaction. Segismundo forgives him, asking him to join his cause, but Clodaldo refuses to wrangle allegiance to the king. And then back in the palace, everyone prepares for battle, and Clodaldo reveals to Zara that he is her father, and she asks him to take Astolfo's life as he had taken her honor before leaving her, and Cadalto refuses, reminding her that Duke Astolph is now heir to the throne. And then when Rosario asks what will be of her honor, Cadalto suggests that she's had her days in nunnery. So, Rosario runs away, and as war nears Rosario and sees Sigismundo and tells him that she found him in the prison and was the one he tried to seduce in the court. She tells him that she was born of a noble woman, who was disgraced and abandoned. She had the same fate, falling in love with Astolph and giving him her honor before he disappeared to marry Estrella. So she followed him to Poland for revenge, finding Cadalto as her father, but is unwilling to fight for honor. So Rosario compares herself to Athena and Diana, and she wants to join Sigismundo's battle to kill Astolph or die fighting. So Sigismundo agrees, and the soldiers cheer for them. And Sigismundo is winning in battle, and then Basil, Cadalto, and Astolph are preparing to escape when Clarion is killed in front of them. So Sigismundo arrives in Basil faces his son, waiting for his death, but Sigismundo spares his life. And in honor of this, he gives him the right to be heir to the throne. And the king, the next king, Sigismundo, decides that Astolfo must keep his promise to marry Rosario to preserve his honor. And then Sigismundo hooks up with Stella, and all is good. So there are basically 7 characters in this play with a couple of ensemble roles. Sigismundo, at first his anger, his fury, his violence, I would attribute him in some ways to Caliban, because he's beastly and enchained and fed with animal pellets. So I do see some Caliban in him from Tempest. I also see some I see Edmund. I'm not sure, because this is a different country. I don't know if Calderon was familiar with Shakespeare's works. But definitely Sigismund has that bastard-like, barbaric-like quality to him. He also has a lot of ties with Atticus Rex. This still, in some ways, reminds me of Claudius, sending Hamlet into exile, for fear that he'll kill him. And of course, Hamlet does kill him. Cadalto is a loyal subject, really in many ways loyal. Rosario, definitely a strong female character who is vengeful and she doesn't seem to have she does compare herself to Diana slash Athena. So I didn't think about this before, but I see some feministic qualities to Zara. As opposed to Stella, who's just beautiful. Stolf compared to Sigismund. There is that desire to assert himself to the throne, and kind of incestuous undertones with Stella. Clarion is definitely the clown of this play. Very when I say clown, I both mean servant and jester. Like, he is a foolish character. But moving on. Things I want to talk about. Two themes mainly. Trying to analysis. So fate and free will, and the other is dreams and illusions versus reality. So, the word of Catholicism was that people could exercise free will. Calvinism, on the other hand, argued that everything was predestined by God, and people weren't in control of their actions. So, this play does favor Catholicism, and it does have a Catholic ending with Sigismundo not killing his father and being forgiven. And versus it would be more Calvinistic if he had killed his father. There was this definite clash in religion and stuff. Get into dreams and illusions versus reality. There's this whole idea that life is a dream, and I think in a propositional video, it's very difficult to talk philosophically about how life is a dream. It's something definitely worth thinking about, but this is a really philosophical text in a way, borderline around existentialism. It has an excellent romance structure. Like I said, it does tie in with Oedipus Rex. In some ways, the Tempest with its romance structure. The whole thing with renewal and restoration and rejuvenation and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's all I have for Life is a Dream, and I think I'm being on track now, so.